An unbelievable loss felt in Madison, Indiana today. It's our top story here at 5. I'm Connie Leonard filling in for Shay tonight.
And I'm Doug Proffitt. Neighbors are trying to understand how 4 people could die after a house fire that happened late yesterday. Indiana State Police said crews responded to the home, which is east of downtown Madison on Telegraph Hill Road just after 4 yesterday afternoon. Today, police tape still surrounds the house. WHAS 11's Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Jessica Farley are talking to neighbors.
It's sad. It's sad. And what makes it even worse, it's Christmas time.
Traces of a holiday that could have been remain near a home where 4 bodies were discovered. It's hard to fathom for neighbor Carol Woodfill.
There's no words.
Investigators are searching the burnt home on East Telegraph Road, just up the hill right outside Madison. The Indiana State Fire Marshal is determining the cause of the fire, sifting through the rubble. State police are on the death investigation. Emergency responders arrived here shortly after 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Firefighters found the bodies inside the burning building. Woodfill believes it was a mother and her 3 children.
You know, when we was having this good weather, they were out there in the driveway just jumping and kids, you know, playing.
She knows it's a tragedy that extends beyond her own street.
It's the whole family. It's the friends, the acquaintances, and everybody that's suffering.
While the actual cause of death is still being determined. In Jefferson County, Indiana, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS 11, on your side.
Indiana State Police told us today that the autopsies will be performed in Hamilton County, Ohio, that's Cincinnati, to figure out what killed those 4 people inside the home. In Louisville today, a large fire at a home just before 8 this morning at 23rd and Chestnut. Louisville Fire Department, they took these photographs, says 35 firefighters headed to what turned out to be a vacant house on fire. The 2-story vacant home was engulfed by the flames when they arrived. It took 30 minutes to gain control and put the fire out. No one was inside when firefighters searched the building. Louisville has had several fires recently in vacant buildings and in occupied homes. Space heaters have been causing issues. The fire department reminding you to be very careful with space heaters. Another developing story we're following today, there's going to be a retrial. Fired LMPD officer Brett Hankison is going to face another federal jury after mistrial was declared just last month.
That jury deadlocked last month over the charges that he used excessive force the night Ranna Taylor was killed by police in 2020. U.S. District Court Judge Rebecca Grady Jennings voiced her desire to get a second trial going as soon as possible, but settled for a tentative mid to late October date because of scheduling conflicts. We also learned Hankison may make changes to his defense team. We spoke with former state prosecutor Nick Mudd, who isn't associated with the case. He says it could have various impacts on the result.
Now they know exactly what the government strategy is, and so they know what every witness is going to say, which in federal court is something you really don't get the benefit of. The flip side of that is the prosecution now knows the defense strategy, knows what they're going to say, and now I can't even think of how many statements he's given under oath that they're probably going to find some inconsistency regardless of whether he's telling the truth or not.
WHAS 11's Isaiah Kim Martinez has been following today's developments closely. He followed the conference call held today with prosecutors and Brett Hankison on the line. Tonight at 5:30, we'll have more on what was said.
A planned power outage will affect over 1,000 people in southern Indiana beginning tonight. Duke Energy is shutting off the power for approximately 1,200 customers in Charlestown. It's scheduled to begin tonight at 11 o'clock and will last through 5 tomorrow morning. This outage is being conducted so crews can work safely while they replace some severely damaged cross arms on power poles that could cause an unplanned, much longer outage if not replaced soon. It will get cold overnight, obviously, so the city has opened an emergency shelter, and if you need to use it, you can call 502-297-4390. And we've got crews heading up to Charlestown this evening, and we'll bring you more updates on the WHAS 11 night team. That's tonight at 11 o'clock.
Happening today, Kentucky Senate Majority Floor Leader Damon Thayer announces that he is not going to be seeking re-election for Kentucky's 17th Senate District that includes parts of Kenton, Grant, and Scott counties of Kentucky. The 56-year-old Republican from Georgetown, Kentucky, has spent 22 years in the Senate and 12 as the Majority Floor Leader. He says he came to this decision after conversations with his children, close friends, and colleagues. His term will conclude in December of 2024.
Today, Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg met with Kentucky Attorney General-elect Russell Coleman about ways the two can work together to reduce the amount of violent crime here in the metro. The two say they are not prepared at this moment to disclose exactly what was discussed, but they did say one major area talked about was doing more to enhance group violence intervention.
This meeting wasn't happy talk. This meeting wasn't a waste of time where we introduced each other. We have known and had conversations about this very issue when the mayor was running as a candidate. He's been focused on this issue and reading literature and in support of the group violence intervention effort since before he was even the nominee. And so this is someone who has a substantive background who has been very focused on group violent intervention.
Now, Attorney General-elect Coleman says when it comes to reducing violent crime in the metro, there are no R's and D's, and he's excited to immediately get to work with Mayor Greenberg, the Jefferson County Commonwealth's attorney also, and LMPD to lower crime here in the city.
Another gorgeous December day on this winter day. Look at this sunset we are watching tonight. That sun reflecting right off the windows of the Gold House buildings tonight.
Yeah, but don't let it fool you. It's cold out there.
We had a little cold front go through, I learned last night.
You learned last night?
I learned it from Colleen.
Okay. You're teaching him something.
I know. Thank you, Colleen. There was no rain with this cold front and no snow.
And I did that just for you. Well, I know you wanted snow, but hey, it was really nice. It just cooled off our temperatures to the 20s this morning. We're staying in the 40s, but that's actually average for this time of year. We should be in the upper 40s. In fact, the rest of the week, we are only going to get warmer and warmer as each day passes. I love this skyline because there's not a cloud in sight. It's right before sunset. It's a nice, quiet evening. Temperatures are at the warmest at 48 in Louisville, warmest it's going to get, 48 in Fort Knox, 46 in Springfield. Our friends in northern Indiana are in the upper 30s. Now for that evening walk, you probably will need that jacket, but the wind is not too bad. It's pretty dead out there, so we're not really worried about wind chills overnight tonight, but we'll have some clear skies and some very frigid temperatures overnight tonight, dipping into the upper 20s, 25 for your low in Shepherdsville, 27 in Louisville, 25 in Sellersburg. So a very cold night ahead. That is going to be the main impact that we were going to feel from that front that passed through yesterday. But then we're jumping back to the 50s by tomorrow afternoon. Beautiful sunshine in store this week, but that's not going to last through the weekend. That high pressure is slowly going to fade away, and we are tracking this low pressure system off to the south that could bring us some showers. I'll time that out coming up. Doug, Connie.
Thank you, Colleen. And we move on now. More of our top stories at 5. Witness testimony taking over for day 2 of the triple murder trial of Bryce Rhodes.
He's accused of killing a man and then killing teenage brothers who witnessed the first murder. The jury heard from a family member of the 2 teens.
WHAS11's Alexis Jones and photojournalist Emma Gefter in the courthouse covering this high-profile trial.
Right now, the jury is hearing from co-defendant Juan Carter, who was a part of the murders in 2016. But earlier today, they heard from Larry and Maurice's grandmother, who broke down in tears on the stand.
Reese and Larry were really good kids. They did good in school and they played sports and they were really good-natured boys. They'd never been in trouble. And they were very loving.
Deborah Wren was a part of the search in 2016. Her grandson's body were later found in an alley on River Park Drive. LMPD tech Jesse Huffman says their bodies and clothing were burned and they suffered from several wounds. Huffman also says she tested evidence, including the driver's seat in Bryce Rhodes' car, which appeared to have blood on it. However, during the defense's cross, attorneys questioned LMPD's handling of evidence, especially the back seat of the same car, which they say was in police custody. Later, the jury heard from Sergeant Jason Vance. While investigating, Vance says he found Maurice's cell phone inside of co-defendant Juan Carter's couch. Back in 2016, Carter pled guilty to murdering the teen brothers along with Rhodes. Coming up at 6 tonight, you will hear Carter's testimony, but for right now, in Louisville, Alexis Jones, WHAS11 on your side.
There are 3 other co-defendants in this case who have already pleaded guilty in the murders. Tyron Coleman, Ranna Taylor, and Anwan Carter were all teens when they were indicted. 18-year-old Ranna Taylor was charged in October of 2016. He took a plea deal in 2018 and was sentenced to serve 10 years. Anwan Carter was just 15 years old when he was charged in 2016. He also took a plea deal, agreeing to testify against Bryce Rhodes. He claims Rhodes made him do it. So we might see him called to the stand as the Rhodes trial continues. So did Tyron Coleman. He admitted to helping facilitate the murders of the brothers. He was sentenced to 10 years after the grandmothers of the victims swayed the judge with emotional testimony at his sentencing.